Welcome to the Bullits and Bourbon podcast, where it's not about the bourbon, but more about who you share it with.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bullits and Bourbon, episode 47. And this is kind of a special episode, a little catch up from the weekend's activities. If you've been listening to us, this past weekend we hit the road.
Oh yeah, and I think everybody would say all of our episodes are a little special.
Yeah, to say the least. So this one was special for us because we packed up 4 dudes and we left pretty early in the morning on Friday. And we thought a little weekend recap was in order.
Yeah.
Especially since today we spent most of the day figuring out the business side of this whole nonsense that we're not very good at yet. And getting a little OJT on the, I am at least, on how to set all this crap up. So hopefully this all records. This isn't a colossal waste of our time.
Hopefully. I mean, it looks like it's recording, so that's always a plus.
I mean, for shits and giggles, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we thought we'd drop a little Monday podcast and kind of talk about our experience going off to Eastern PA, which is near the city of...
Nope. We went to Lancaster, PA.
And...
We went to Lancaster, PA, and Little Tits,
Pennsylvania. See, I got the pronunciation right. But we didn't go near the great city of
Pittsburgh. We left Pittsburgh and headed east.
Yeah. So over on the eastern side of the state, there's a huge. I think people are going to need to understand. There's a huge, deep history of whiskey, not just to PA, but understand that whiskey in the U.S. started in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah,
and I don't think a lot of people go whiskey, they think bourbon, they think Kentucky. Well, the Beams didn't get off the boat
in Kentucky.
We said this on the podcast. They had to get off on the East Coast. So understanding your whiskey heritage, I think, is important. If you're a real whiskey nerd, it's just like people that say, "Oh, well, it's not bourbon unless it's made in Kentucky." No, you're wrong. I'm just got news for you. You're wrong. Just like rye can be made outside of PA. It's kind of an arrogant, way of thinking about it. But anyway, so yeah, we left out of Pittsburgh, the great steel city of Pittsburgh on the western side of the state, and drove east. And we stopped in Bullits, PA, and we got to have the wonderful opportunity of sitting down with Eric and his wife at Stoll Wolfe Distillery.
Yeah.
And just an amazing opportunity to really dive into.
Not even just amazing. I mean, just great individuals.
Yeah, great people.
I mean, you felt welcome. They welcomed us with open arms.
Oh, 100%.
And I mean, you really felt like you were at home.
You did. I mean, when we came in, Adriana, his wife, immediately met us, and she started talking her ear off about whiskey. She's just so knowledgeable and a great business mind.
You can't forget Eric's dad, Jim either. Jim, very knowledgeable as well.
Very knowledgeable, rich with. He was the one, matter of fact, that really started the compiling all those big binders of Pennsylvania whiskey heritage.
Oh yeah, the history books. Phenomenal.
So I mean, what an amazing thing. It must be really cool to be a father, being able to work with your son and your daughter-in-law and help grow that brand, but really embrace the history of whiskey at the same time.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful guy. Eric got there, and by then we were sucked in. A beautiful distillery. I think one of the things that we talked about today was...
And I'm disappointed we didn't get to hit it on the podcast when we were visiting, because it was very unique, and I saw it, Jim saw it, and asked immediately, is this for show or do you actually use this?
Yeah. So the... where the beer mash is, the big bins are made out of wood. They're wood cask.
Yeah.
You don't see that a lot because I don't know why. I couldn't tell you educationally, from an educated standpoint, rather, why. But I know that it's rare and it's cool as shit.
Yeah.
It's cool as shit. So the entire distillery, the production area is just, it's cozy, but it's neat. It's vintage.
The barn was from like the 1800s that they're distilling in.
Yeah. So everything about the operation is an homage. It's an homage to whiskey heritage and history, and PA whiskey heritage and history. If you listen to the previous podcast, Eric does a wonderful job really diving into that history. And I don't want to steal anything away from that podcast, but I will say you cannot leave that kind of setting, when you talk to people with that much passion and knowledge about the history, you cannot leave without an appreciation and a deeper love for how we got from there to here.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I didn't.
And I mean, just, as much as he talked about Dick Stoll and everything he brought to Stoll Wolfe.
Yeah.
And his relationship and their partnership altogether. I mean, he continued to give Dick credit here, credit there, credit there.
Yeah.
And it was just phenomenal, very down to earth. Very nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll piggyback on that a little bit. I'll piggyback on that. The homage to Dick Stoll is 100% deserved, and you can tell that they made that Dick Stoll made a huge mark on them, and they feel a deep commitment to honoring his legacy.
Oh yeah,
and I think it's wonderful. The standard for their whiskey is very, very high, very, very high. You only get like that when you care more about your craft than you do about your money.
Yeah. Well, the thing I was a little disappointed with, that some of the bottles you can't get online. You have to go to the distillery, which I'm very grateful. Well, we got to go to this distillery and pick up a couple of those bottles.
So the same can be said for our beloved Liberty Pole Spirits, right? Sometimes you just got to go in person. You want one of them special bottles, you better pony up and ride out, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we have come to, many of us, I mean, I think a lot of us in the whiskey world, we know that that's the case, right? Like distillery-only editions. I know that many times we were trying to shove some bottles in our pockets, right? And just great, just great sports. I mean, they're really just kind of contagious with that whiskey love and heritage.
Yeah.
And I mean, it inspired us coming back. I mean, we already had a deep love for Pennsylvania whiskey, and especially Pennsylvania rye.
Yeah.
And, what happened is that we came back and we had a shirt design in our head. So check our merch store out, because we added some things today for the ladies too.
Jason went crazy.
I went crazy.
Some designs out there.
Once he showed me how to do it, boy, I went to it. So women, we have stuff for you now, just for you. And men, we have stuff for you too.
Yeah.
I just want you to go on there just so you get a laugh. I ain't gonna lie to you. BullitsBourbon.com.
Yeah. Make sure to get that plug in.
Yeah.
But let's go back to Stoll Wolfe.
Yes.
You brought back a bottle that you could only get from the distillery.
No. So I found you can actually order this online.
Okay, that's one of the ones you can order online.
Right. So in the future, the Rosen rye is going to come out, and the port finish.
The port finish,
rye will come out. So it wasn't done yet, and it's going to be amazing because we got to taste the Rosen.
The Rosen
that was off the chain good. So this is the Caribbean rum cask, finished at 103 proof. It's their rye, and like I said on the podcast that we did with them, this is a great way if you're not sold into rye yet. It's a great walk-in, I think.
Yeah,
it's just got that little. It's just kind of like the Amberana cask that was done by Liberty Pole. If you just kind of taste that, it sweetens it up just enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, on the nose, automatically, you taste or you smell some of those cooking spices.
Oh, yeah. You smell the sugar, kind of the rum sugar.
Rum sugars.
And this one, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Craig's favorite.
I think it was one of his favorites, yeah.
The nose is outstanding. The flavors on the palate, we didn't, get to sip a whole bunch of it because we had about 3 or 4 we tried. Flavorful. I don't want to say fruity because that takes away from what the rye is, but it's got the Caribbean, the tropical feel to it.
It got the tropical feel, but it has that very light peppery taste on it as well, which I enjoy.
And the finish, we said it before. If you look at the legs on here, the viscosity of it. The
legs are amazing.
Yeah, legs are, but it was like that with every single one of their whiskeys.
Yeah.
Even the I would call it the entry level, but they're kind of
their staple.
Their staple offering. The legs had great viscosity and great mouthfeel, just enough oil that kind of lingers in your mouth and kind of coats the palate properly.
Where you like to say it as a fat boy, I get to lick my inside of my mouth and get that extra taste.
Yeah, boy, it gets seconds up on the on the offering. Yeah, so Caribbean rum cask. It is available online. It's $70. I mean, it's a hell of a deal for $70. I'm going to order another one of these because we're gonna crush.
Yeah, we're gonna go
shit out of this. Their single barrel is off the rope good. We talked about it on the podcast, but their single barrel, it's phenomenal.
Do you need to turn off that ringer?
You know what? It's not my ringer. It's actually I think my computer. But I don't know how to mute that shit, man. Come on, you're teaching me.
Oh boy,
it'll be all right. Excuse my ignorance for how to run the audio equipment. I'm learning. And the Rose and Rye, which we talked about, just banger.
Yeah,
straight up banger. And you know what? The initial offerings, their staple offerings, are available in Fine Wine Good Spirits.
Yeah.
So you can go get them there. You don't have to order them from their website, but they do have and they do ship in state and out of state.
Yeah. So if you're not in PA, just go to the website and you can pick it up.
Yeah, I cannot recommend stopping by Lidditz and going to Stoll Wolfe. I cannot stress, if you have the time, go do it.
Well, the thing that shocked me altogether, I've never been to Lancaster before, and you start thinking middle of the state, kind of out east. I didn't expect much from the city of Lancaster. I was blown away.
Or Lidditz.
For that matter. I mean,
yeah, they're amazing.
There was a lot to do, especially when we got into the city of Lancaster.
Yep.
How much there was to do, see restaurants and places to visit.
And Lidditz was beautiful.
And the heritage of the old buildings, the old colonial buildings, were absolutely gorgeous.
Well, not to recycle material, but I didn't know until he brought it up in the podcast that there are more what do you call them? Heritage buildings, antique buildings, old buildings. We'll call them colonial
historical sites,
historical buildings in Lidditz than there are in Williamsburg. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that, harkens back to listen to the podcast. I don't know, but it's really cool. We wrapped up there, and it was hard to kind of say goodbye because we were treated like absolute family, and just a great amount of love and respect for what the Wolves are doing. And we, they kind of pointed us in the direction, here, go here. And we went to the Michter's house.
Yes.
And, again, for people that don't understand that, Michter's was started in Lidditz in Pennsylvania. And, a lot of heritage is right there, right in that little area.
Yeah.
And, we went there, we took snaps and photos. Did our thing.
Jim took 2 bottles back to home.
Yeah. Did his photo montage, and we went toward Lancaster, which was our next stop, because the plan was we go there. We
didn't know if we were going to do a podcast or if we were going to fill each other out and see if it was what we were going to do.
Yeah, we didn't know really what we were walking into. But Arvin Alston from Thistle and Finch, who's our master distiller, invited us out to come out and have a whiskey share at the distillery. And we're like, well, shit, man, yeah. Like, whiskey shares, I think, are just, they're cool ways to get to know people.
Yeah.
But you never know what you're walking into,
yeah.
Right? So I will admit, when we pulled up, Google took us a crazy ass way, right?
It didn't look like a distillery. It just looked like an old warehouse.
And that was pretty cool. Once we
got inside, yeah.
So once we finally got parked, we got inside. We're kind of poking around, and Craig's like, "Well, screw it. I'm just going to go look for wherever these guys are at." And he leaned over the railing, and all we heard was, "Oh, it's the Bullits Bourbon guys!" And like right away, Arvin and his crew just embraced us with open arms.
Oh, it was like nothing but a brotherhood, because then you had Elvin, or L.
Yeah,
who was he was the Marine.
Right.
So like instantly we had that veteran bond, and it was nothing but love.
And he I think it was
his brother-in-law.
His brother-in-law, he looks at us, and he looks at the hat, and he goes, "My brother-in-law has that hat." And I'm thinking to myself,
I thought he was fucking with you. I thought he was straight fucking with you, or had like a similar leather patched hat.
Or I'm like trademark infringement. I'm about to get paid, right? I'm about to pull a lawyer. I got no lawyer. Anyways, so no, he pulls out a picture, and his brother was somebody that the initial run of our hats, which we keep getting requests for. When we're going to get these hats out, and we've tried drop shipping, it doesn't work, so we're going to go back to the old school method. We're just going to ship them. We're going to order them, and we're going to ship them, because we have so many people that are like, "We love your guys' hats." So there he is, man. I must have sent him a hat like months ago, when I first got him in the first round, and man, we just hit it off. I mean, they were cracking they were cracking bottles like we crack bottles.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it was nice. They shared the 10-year Thistle and Finch,
which was amazing,
which was absolutely phenomenal.
Unfortunately, they were out of it.
Yeah,
but to a testament,
we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about you. That's a trade secret.
Trade secret. Okay.
He'll be mad if you share that.
Yeah, they took care of us. We'll say that. What was really cool was just the open arms of everybody that were there. I mean, and the distillery is cool. I think what one of the things that got me was Thistle and Finch is proudly small.
Yes.
And proudly original.
Yes.
And that's cool.
Well, the thing is, it's like he says, yes, they have their spirits, but it's the RTDs.
The ready-to drinks. Yep.
But you look at Pennsylvania state law that just got passed over the summer that's taken effect today, actually, where you can sell the RTDs at bars, restaurants, and grocery stores, which, for the profit margin on those, it makes more sense to push the RTDs.
And they're good.
They're very good.
I will say this. I've not had many of the ready-to-drinks. The ones that Thistle and Finch make under their brand, and we'd have to look it up because I can't remember the brand name, but it's a different brand, same company, were amazing. Yeah. I mean, the black cherry cola, and I think it's black cherry cola and rum. Man,
the vodka one was pretty good.
See, I just tried that one, and it was dope. I mean, I could on a hot summer day, I could crush that and be in some serious trouble. But
Arvin and Ben, I can't forget to mention Ben. Ben actually, Army veteran.
Yes,
another veteran. Really showed us around. Really led us into their process, how they're distilling, and some things they're looking at with some of their finished products.
Yeah, everybody there wanted to kind of just show us around, and it was cool. We got to sample some stuff that will be coming out. Just a proud, just the humble love of whiskey all the way around.
Well, all the way around. It was just like guys that you would have over on a Friday night for some cigars
and hopefully drinks. We're going to have those guys
and hopefully they do come down to Pittsburgh because it was a great time all the way around.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely was. We meant. I'd be remiss if we didn't mention Adam Chamberlain and Kyle Sidham.
And I have to say, I'm going to jump on that first.
Okay, you go ahead.
Adam and Kyle, shout out to the two of you.
Cheers, guys.
I'm actually wearing the shirt on the podcast. So, Cartel Brewing and Blending.
Boom. Amazing.
In Lancaster. I am not a huge beer drinker anymore. When I was in Germany, being able in Germany, going to Brussels, I loved my beer, but I had multiple stomach surgeries. So all that carbonation kind of prevents me from drinking beer now. However, they're doing something a lot different than your average breweries.
Yeah, so somebody. Well, I've heard this a lot, but recently somebody's like, "Oh, craft brewing is dead," and I could not argue more against that.
So here's my argument against that, right? And everybody's like, "Oh, craft brewing it's an over flooded market." Here's the thing: go to Belgium.
Oh yeah.
Look at how many breweries are in Belgium.
Yeah.
And those breweries have been around for centuries.
400, 500, 600, 700 years. What about the monastery temple that you walked up to? It's been there since, I don't know. I mean, not long after Christ.
So anybody who says that the craft brewery is overflooded, no, because everybody's doing something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And you're going to find something you like.
So what was really interesting too with Adam and Kyle is that these guys are whiskey guys.
Yeah,
they have a huge passion for whiskey and beer, and
poker,
and poker, and good food. So I'm going to get to the food part of this in a moment, but
okay.
Just to kind of to walk that story in right away, Adam and Kyle were just overly welcoming in a way that just makes you feel like...
Dude, it was VIP treatment. Like I told you, I went up to the bar to order my food. The woman was talking to her man, was like, "Hey, I think those guys behind us are famous." And I'm sitting there trying not to laugh.
We're about as famous as nobody. It was the entire experience from the time that we were at Thistle and Finch. And I don't want to give too much away on Thistle and Finch because we have promised... Arvin, that we're going to get back out there and do a podcast.
Probably January time frame.
Probably January. They got some stuff happening. But his story is really, really cool. We'll save that, but Arvin's a heck of a dude, man. I really just bonded right away with these guys. And we got invited there. Like, hey, come with us, man. Come to Cartel with us and try our stuff. It didn't take me long, because you never know. Right? Well, you're always a little apprehensive.
Well, I like the fact that as soon as we got there, Kyle asked me, what type of beer do you like? Because they had like 20 plus different things on tap.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I got to stay away from heavy carbonation. I prefer a light beer now because of my stomach issues. The beer he picked out for me, hands down, it was perfect, very lightly carbonated, absolutely enjoyable.
Yeah. I think I went with the Mint Irish Stout. And it was a lower of all the, and I love stouts, man. I love them, but you can't do those a lot because they just fill you up.
They're heavy.
They're like Dunkelweissens. You know what I mean? Hefeweissens. They're real heavy. This one wasn't. It was, and I don't want to mess the process of it up.
I wouldn't even talk about the process because we're going to have them on, and that's something they can definitely discuss.
It's something, but it's an interesting approach to how to get carbonation like feeling out of it
without all that carbonation. So where you drink a beer and after 2-3 beers you're filled.
Adam had me hooked on going over there. He showed me a picture of their roast beef and cheddar sandwich, and I posted this on Facebook and I posted on Instagram. I cannot express the deep love and longing that I have for this sandwich every moment of the day. This fucking thing was a pound of thinly shaved roast. Arby's does not have the meats. Cartel has the meats.
Well, the thing I have to laugh about, so you had the roast beef, right?
You had the...
So
you're dumbass.
I seen Portobello burger, and I automatically thought it was a hamburger with some portobello mushrooms. I didn't read. We've already been drinking earlier. And Kyle was like, hey, that's just a portobello mushroom. That's our like vegetarian version.
Big, thick ass mushroom.
And he's like, if you want, I'll run back and tell him to change it up. No, it's like, no, I'll eat that. I love my portobello mushrooms. I don't know what sauce and everything they put on top of it. Absolutely phenomenal. It didn't even feel like I was eating nothing but mushroom.
So you had the portobello mushroom. I had the beef and cheddar. Jim had the macaroni with pork belly bites on it.
And I think Craig had chicken fingers like a little bitch.
So he had chicken tacos.
He did have
chicken tacos. Chicken tortillas, soft chicken tacos. But everything they do, all the tortillas are made fresh and all the chips are made fresh. But and theirs was good. I'm sure. I didn't try their shit. I mean, Craig was trying to piece.
We were so hungry because we didn't eat all day. We left. We were up at 4 a.m. And we didn't eat until like 8:30, almost 9 o'clock. And
so I really though, they have something on their menu that we tried at the Share, and they were the fries, the bone marrow fries.
Well, you know what else was good? Their Red Ranch. Yeah, the Red Ranch that they make.
But these bone marrow fries, when we first tried them, one of the other guys at the Share is like, hey, dude, try one of these fries. They're cold. You'd think that they're not good, but just try it. And I took a bite of this fry, and I was like, what the?
Yeah, I think we finished all the cold fries.
And I'm like, dude, what is this? And that's how the conversation started. And when Adam pulled up the roast beef and cheddar, I'm like, man, let's roll. Right? I was sold. So these fries are brushed with a bone marrow sauce, fresh bone marrow sauce, okay? And I cannot tell you how amazing. I mean, these things were on fire. They were fresh, and we're like burning our hands, but we couldn't stop shoving them.
Look how excited he's getting about food this early in the day.
Early, man. It's like, it is Laura. It was absolutely delicious. And when we found out that their cook, the head cook of Cartel Brewing, 23 years old.
She was killing it. 23
years old. She's designed that menu. She runs that kitchen.
Because you don't see 23-year-olds putting out a menu like that that's just top notch.
And the menu complements the beer and the whiskey.
Yes.
So what I also loved when we walked into Cartel, we saw a bottle of Liberty Pool Spirits.
Yes, we did.
We saw a bottle of Stoll Wolfe. We saw a bottle of Thistle and Finch. And I immediately was like, that's what's up, man. That's supporting PA. Straight up.
But we also got an education on that as well.
Yes, we did.
Which was very, very interesting.
Yeah. tell them about it.
So with the liquor license, when you're a distributor, you have a different license than what a typical bar or restaurant would have. So when you have a distributor license, the only thing you can sell are products from that state as far as liquor.
Similar to like Rusty Gold Brewing here in Canonsburg, near us. They carry all the PA whiskey that they can because they have the whole licensing thing. But it was just good to see. Now, what I really liked was when we went and we were looking around the distillery.
The tour, the VIP tour.
So they are doing some things with aged whiskey barrels that are just friggin' really, really cool. And so we went into their storage room, and you see a barrel from Stoll Wolfe and a barrel from Thistle and Finch, and you can tell that these guys have such a passion for whiskey that it's hard not to encroach it on the beer and find some creative Cartel brewing and blending, a way to kind of fuse these two hobbies that turned into a business for them together.
The only thing that disappoints me, because I wish I could have took like a 6-pack or 12, probably more than that. Home.
It's so fresh though.
It's so fresh.
Yeah, the beer is so fresh.
So fresh, but they're going that way. It's going to be a while before they're doing mass distributing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you really want to try some good beer and you're around I hate to say it, fuck 'em. If you're around fucking Philadelphia, fuck Philly. Take the trip to Lancaster, hit Cartel, Brewing and blending up. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah. When you're there, make it a lunch date or a dinner date. The restaurant itself is classy. It's clean. It's got a great vibe.
The patio is beautiful.
Yeah. The level of knowledge of their staff, and then if Adam or Kyle are there, you're gonna get some deep vibe knowledge on some of this stuff.
Well, that's the thing I love too, because you've seen Adam was there, he's running the business, but he's making sure everybody was taken care of, not just us. He's walking around. Every customer was treated like family from what I saw. Yeah,
and it's just a testament to somebody who has a passion for what they're doing. And both him and Adam and Kyle both like instant friends.
Yeah.
And so they know they come out this way. The bunker bar is wide open. Same thing for Arvin. Same thing for Eric and Aviana. You bring the family out. The bar's open to you guys. We hope to see you out here. We hope to be able to share this with you as well. But I cannot overstate enough. Get to Cartel. Get to Thistle and Finch. Get to Stoll Wolfe. Stoll Wolfe, you're not going to be disappointed.
Not at all. It's a good weekend trip because that's 3 great places you can hit on the weekend.
Yeah. And you're not far away from some other distilleries around there too. You've got Mason-Dixon over in Gettysburg. If you want to go there, check them out. We haven't been there yet. Maybe we will. We get some time. Go explore where whiskey began in the United States. Go explore it.
I hate to say it.
I know you do.
Even Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Fuck Philly.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's just that, it's that East Coast, but East and West, right?
Philadelphia, they're doing some good things with some whiskey out there as well.
Yeah. And I mean, look, our nation started in this area. We really, you want to know where you're going, learn where you come from.
Yeah, I learned where I came from Saturday night.
Yes, you did. So we wrapped it up Saturday. Because we had the Andre Mama EI.
Yeah. If you haven't checked the Facebook page yet, check Jason out in the monkey suit. He had a wedding to go to.
I was forced into a very uncomfortable...
You were forced.
I was forced.
That's husband duties. That's why I'm not married, because I ain't going to no wedding I don't want to go to.
You missed me dancing.
Oh, shit.
I'm telling you. Like
you was dropping it.
Little John came on. I had to get low, bro. I got about so low I passed out.
Well, that was me later Saturday night as well.
No kidding.
So Saturday night, I don't know about you. I was partying with a friend. I've been catching up with a lot more lately. And you ever been so fucked up where you were throwing up, where you just felt like you were ready to transform to a werewolf from throwing up so much?
I was
throwing up so violently, never so embarrassed in my life. I mean, I don't even think Angel Reese is embarrassed with her rebounds anymore, the way I was embarrassed.
You were rebounded the way you were throwing up?
Oh, my good. I felt embarrassed and ashamed. Justin, hey, I know you're watching.
I'm sorry.
But man, you got me fucked up.
I will apologize for him. Boy, you threw Angel Reese under the bus.
Man, Angel Reese will do anything for a rebound. She'll date your ex just so she can say she got a rebound. I'm just saying. You know, the more and more I watch the WNBA this year, you see she'll miss a shot like 4 or 5 times, get that rebound.
She's like, stat padding.
Oh, yeah. She'll do anything to pad those stats.
Well, she ain't playing anymore, right?
She's injured.
Yeah,
sadly, she's injured.
Yeah.
You don't want to see anybody get injured.
No. And we would be remiss if we did not talk about Caitlin Clark.
Oh, yeah.
Her honorable Caitlin Clark broke the all-time rookie scoring record in the WNBA with a ton of games ago.
Well, you got Google it right now because we would be 100% in the wrong not to mention her name.
Okay.
She just hit 1,000 points this week in career 1,000 points in the WNBA. 1,000 points. It's going to come up. I'm pretty sure if she plays for Las Vegas.
1,000 points to the season. So Ajaya Wilson became the first WNBA player to reach 1,000 points in a season. For the Aces' top son.
Yeah, so hats off to her. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment, showing these women out in the WNBA, they're balling.
Yeah, well, and we have talked about this on several podcasts, and we're going to continue talking about this. But you remember back when everybody. When some of you were all, Angel Reese, blah, 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 blah. And now I want to hear you say it.
I'll still say it. Granted, she's missing like 4 or 5 shots to get those rebounds, but she's still got to get that rebound off somebody.
Should Caitlin Clark been on the WNBA or the Olympic basketball team?
Oh, 100%. Okay. All right. 100%. Yeah. I don't care if she's a rookie. What she's doing is phenomenal.
Team USA, pull your head out of your ass and start making good decisions for the sake of the game. And, we talked about it before. The WNBA has launched an investigation into the refereeing.
With the no calls, with the flagrant fouls.
On Caitlin Clark. Clean your shit up.
Yeah.
Just clean it up. There's just, at some point, you got to think a big picture, you know what I mean, instead of being just simple-minded. I don't care if you like her, don't like her. She is the face of the game for the next 5 years, hands down.
No.
Embrace it. Grow your game because we're starting to watch.
Well, this whole entire draft class, I mean, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cameron Brank, and there's like 2 more, and I can't remember their names, but they're doing their thing.
But I didn't know any names before Caitlin Clark, really. Yeah. I mean, not for the good reasons. So, Caitlin Clark, congratulations. Ajaya Wilson, congratulations. You're doing a heck of a lot more than really a lot of people thought you would, and that's awesome. And you're killing it. Unlike,
do we want to talk about the Steelers or Chicago or Carolina? Like, who do we want to talk about?
So Caleb Williams is now
changing his painting his nails a different color.
Yeah. It was funny after game 1. They're like, oh, man, Bears fans and Browns fans, man, tell you what, y'all live in an alternate reality. At least as a Pittsburgh fan.
And Cowboy fans. You can't forget the Cowboy fans. Every year. Oh, this is our year. This is our year. Cowboy fans.
You suck.
Just dust off that VHS.
Yeah. Put on the Troy Aikman highlights because it's going to be another 5 years. But it's funny how after another game, a lot of Bears fans are now seeing what everybody else in the country saw, which was a guy no better at all than Justin Fields was on his second game.
Yeah.
No better. The only difference is Justin Fields won Sunday afternoon, and Caleb Williams looked like hot butter dog shit in an Arizona sun.
Yeah. It's just, I'm sorry, like automatically you got to... All athletes, politicians, anybody who's doing anything, you got an ego. But his ego, when he wants a stake in ownership, that, the other
dumb
thing.
Shit, painting your nails, carrying on like it.
Dude, you ain't played one game, you ain't proved nothing.
Yep.
You may have been great in college, but the NFL, it's a different level. Yeah. It is a different level, and a lot of people admit, as soon as they go to college to the NFL, I was not ready.
Yeah. So, I want to say hats off to Justin Fields because he handled this entire thing going from Chicago to Pittsburgh with class, very quiet, very business-minded, go out, work. And I think he knows that, the Pittsburgh Steelers may be 2-0. We may be at the top of our division. Hold on. All right. We may be the top of our division, but we will not be there long. and I don't think it's because of Justin Fields. I think it's because we went out and cloned last year's offensive coordinator, and now we have the same guy in a different name on the sideline calling the plays. Hot, buttered garbage.
Well, I called it when they hired him. I'm like, you hire somebody from Atlanta. Atlanta was dog shit. What's he going to bring to Pittsburgh?
Dog shit.
Dog shit.
Dog shit. Now, what's funny is that if you look at this in its totality, where we're at right now, you've got a Pittsburgh team that's 2-0. They've kicked a total of 7,435 field goals in the first 2 games of the season, and they have 1 touchdown.
Boswell and Kuntz, keep up the good work.
Boswell's leg he's gonna have either a leg like Popeye's arm, or it's gonna fall off. The dude's gonna. Are you seriously? You're bringing the cock out.
Dude, it's not an episode unless I pull out the cock.
That is very true.
Still not sponsored by Chicken Cock.
This was an audio tuning episode for me.
Yeah, but it's still not an episode unless I pull out the cock.
Get
still not sponsored. Eric got a good laugh out of that.
Yeah, very, very, very true. So,
and if I should have brought a bottle and pulled it out of Stoll Wolfe, but I didn't think that would be good class.
No, I don't think it's very classy. Although, we would have to leave it there as a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as Pittsburgh Steelers go, there's an interesting situation developing, and it's in part because of Miami's situation. So Tua might be through with his career.
He should have been done after the last concussion.
Yeah. And the memes are up. And listen, in all seriousness, concussions are no joke. I've had 4 over the years. Some of them are blast related. Some of them are sports related. The more you get them, the more the harder it becomes to come back from them, and you lose part of your memory. You lose things. So I don't ever want to see an athlete or anybody that's out playing a sport hurt. I sympathize with his situation though. You have a gift. You've been gifted by God this athletic ability to go out and perform at a certain level. It's going to be very hard for him if he has to quit. But I don't see him coming back this year.
Just you don't have. On the field, maybe you won't play again. Quarterback coach, offensive coordinator, smart kid.
Yeah.
Smart kid.
Understands the game.
Understands the game. So there's a lot of opportunities. I would not put my physical or mental health at risk because of the long-term damages. You see what CTE is.
Yeah.
You see the effects. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
And for... Miami if Miami allows them to come back this season, I think that's a foul. Yeah, much as they talk about player safety, player health, that's a complete foul.
The Dolphins head coach was very clear about let this process play out for the sake of Tua, and let him dictate the pace of what's going to happen. If he retires, he retires. This is the risk that every franchise has. At all positions. Now, the sad irony is that the play that gave him the concussion, he ran into Damar Hamlin, who is a Pittsburgh guy, and you went to high school with his mom. And I gotta believe that and Damar, it was an absolutely foundation perfect tackle. He
you see Tua leaned in with his head.
He went in head first. There was nothing that Damar could have done. He was doing a textbook tackle.
Damar has to be feeling a certain way, especially after what he went through.
I'm sure that he is ultra sensitive about that.
Especially with all the memes on social media now about it, and some of the videos I've seen in poor taste. Yeah. I'm like, Damar's not going out there trying to kill in somebody's career because he knows how that can play out. I
don't think, with the exception of a handful of football players, that if there's any athlete on the field that has ill intent to hurt somebody long term, because it can be repaid to you tenfold, right? So
I would go Baltimore, Suggs, or
what's his name over at
other one before Suggs.
Well,
for basically murdering people.
Well, I mean, how about last year's defensive player of the year that should have gone to T.J. Watt?
Yeah, well, you're beating people with a helmet. You know what I mean? Like that's
getting back to that situation. The interesting thing about this now is that regardless of what happens to Tua, I don't think he plays. I personally don't think he plays the rest of the season.
I don't think he should play ever again, to be honest.
And that very well could be the trajectory that they're on. So how does this relate to going back to Pittsburgh? We have now seen Fields twice, and he's performed. We saw Russell Wilson do dog shit in the preseason and not do anything now. And if you're Miami, you are looking for somebody that can come in and manage, not perform, manage an offense.
Well, here's the thing, and I've been reading a lot over yesterday and today. Tom Brady has a house in Miami.
No, stop.
And wait, in 2022, Miami was trying to get Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is not. Listen,
Tom Brady
is not going to go play for the Dolphins.
You don't think he would come out and be like, you know what? Let me get one more ring with another team.
Well, here, look, Miami. Everybody that watched that game prior to the injury, Miami is not going to win a ring this year, even with a healthy.
If they had a better defense. They got a good offense. They got a good offense. They need to have a stronger defense.
They didn't show it on Thursday.
This is only week 2, though. This is week 2.
That was a dog shit performance. They were favored. Their defense looked like busted ass. Their offense looked like vanilla in a hot Florida sun. You can't say, well, we're going to win it all, and then go up against a division rival. When you are favored, you had more weapons than Buffalo. Buffalo had a lot. Listen, they were missing 4 defensive players. They were playing their alternates on defense, and they put the analog brakes on that ass. They were
okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. What about Dallas?
Dallas is hot dog shit.
What about Dallas? All that money they're paying Dak.
Dak went splat.
Man, Dak. I'm sorry. If I'm Jerry Jones, I want a refund. I want a divorce
and a refund. Dak, the defense was hot garbage.
But Dak's been trash from day one, and everybody's like, Dak's the future. He's the future.
Well, he certainly is in the future. Remember, Dak was there and Ezekiel Elliott was there. Ezekiel Elliott moved on and has come back. They have some promising running backs in their stable, but if your defense can't stop anything, the Saints ran through them like diarrhea in the Amazon jungle, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Straight through them. I mean, it was hard. It was almost hard to watch, and I enjoy watching Dallas get destroyed.
I love watching Dallas get destroyed.
I love watching Dallas get wrecked. I love watching the Browns and the Bengals and the Ravens get wrecked. But there's just something about watching Dallas lose that just makes my heart full.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. And I know we got a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans that are listening to this and they're going to be like, fuck you. Well, fuck me.
Sorry, you got a shit team.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sympathetic.
Hey, we cheer for the Pirates every year. Yeah, I mean, look where we're at.
I'm a Florida Gators fan. I mean, it doesn't get much lower than it is right now. So, it's sports. It's meant for fun. But
what about Carolina, man?
What about Carolina?
Just getting the brakes beat off on week after week. I think they're going to be the new Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get first-round draft pick year after year and never improve.
Well, that used to be the spot that was always reserved for Cleveland and then the Bears, and now I don't know. I mean, it's tough. Although I am hesitant to get too hard on them, because until Pittsburgh wins a game with some authority.
Yeah.
I'm really...
We need at least more than one passing touchdown. Well, one passing touchdown in 2 games.
But I think, again, I think our problem is that Tomlin, he's done. You run out of excuses when you run through coordinators and your product is still the same, right? At some point...
You can't rely on the defense week after week to keep you in the game.
You're gonna lose. You got to give. I think the game has passed Mike Tomlin by, and I wish it wasn't that case. I wish it was different, but I think that it's time for an overhaul of personality within the Steelers. Mm-hmm. That's just me. Me personally speaking, I don't have the history of being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan like the majority of people here in Pittsburgh. I'm an adoptee. I'm a redheaded stepchild. But I do know football to a certain degree, and when you don't do anything different year after year after year after year, it's the same product on the field.
I almost feel like we're reverting back to like the early after Neil O'Donnell, when we couldn't find a quarterback before Big Ben, we went through Cordell Stewart, Greg Maddux, and I forget who the other quarterback was, and then Big Ben.
Yeah.
I feel that's where we're at now. I think if anything, we need to hold that and draft Manning next year.
Well, that's if he's available. But here's the thing: if you this goes to my argument with Justin Fields. If you draft a Justin Fields who was a stellar quarterback, and I still think he's a stellar quarterback.
I won't disagree.
And you put him in a shit system with a shit offensive coordinator who can't do anything, you make your quarterback look like hot dog shit.
Yeah.
And because of that, Justin Fields was left flying out in the wind while you draft Mr. friggin' painted fingernails who now looks like dog shit himself.
But the thing is, you got Freiermuth, tight end. You got one weapon there. You got
Pickens.
Yeah, Pickens. But you don't have anything else to really spread the defense out so you can get those passes. You don't have
a number two that's the same caliber as a number two on, let's say, Miami or
Houston
or San Francisco or Detroit. Their number two receivers can stretch the field, or their number three slot receiver can create over the middle opportunities, and it's not there yet. Now maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen, but I just think the culture needs to change. That's our 2 cents. I mean,
we're nobodies.
I mean, we recognize this. I sort of feel like I'm sounding like Paul Feinbaum, and I hate that Q-tip looking mother. Anyways, so here's to Tua's health. We hope that
hopefully you recover.
Yeah, we hope that you get better. And here's to Caden Clark on breaking that record, and Aja Wilson. Okay, cheers to you guys. And we hope that you guys catch the previous episode. If you're listening to this, go back, listen to number 46. If you're really into whiskey, hell of a trip. We will be doing a midweek podcast, and we've got some new whiskeys to try out.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we're gonna be introducing you to a new blending company that's going to be putting out some stuff soon, and they were gracious enough to send us some samples. We're not going to ruin it. As always, we want to thank you for listening. Please check out the website. We do have merch up, new merch, and I'm super proud of it.
He's so happy.
Super proud of it.
He's so happy.
There are a couple shirts on there and a couple items on there that your wife will not let you wear. There is no better reason to go to that website.
He wants people to buy because his wife told him nobody's going to buy some of the items you just posted up.
Guess who got her to design it?
Well, no, I'm talking about the other two items.
Oh yeah, there's the two other items on there. I'm just saying, get you a pair. And I don't want to picture.
I'm just saying, my bottle brings them to the yard.
My bottle, yeah. No. Anyway, we won't ruin it anymore. www.bullitsandbourbon.com. Spell out the AND in that Bullits and Bourbon.
Wait, I'll be remiss if we don't give a shout out to Ryan Douglas right now.
100%, yes. So our friend Ryan Douglas, and you know what? You do it because
so we just posted a picture on Facebook where he donated another basket from Bullits and Bourbon for another great cause. Ryan Douglas. Field of Dreams. They're doing a golf outing September 28th. This weekend, September 20th, is the last date to register. They got 2 more spots for a foursome for the golf outing. They got some great giveaways. They got some food, some beer.
Was it $120 get you the entire round?
I think it was 125, 18 rounds.
Holes. Hot dog and some sneaky snacks on the turn. All you can drink beer, water, Gatorade, all that jazz, and then a great dinner catered.
A great dinner afterwards,
and a chance to win a ton of prizes.
A ton of good stuff.
Ton of good stuff outside of what we donated.
I know there's some autographed Stiller jerseys, some other a tattoo sessions, some really good stuff out there.
You need to register for that. That way you get your chicken cock all over your face. Put that cock on your face.
No, not until we do the GoFundMe.
Yeah, that is true. So check them out. Field of Dreams. Just Google Field of Dreams or www.fieldoftdreams.com.
No, it's Ryan Douglas.
Ryan Douglas.
I don't know if it's .org or .com, but we did post it on the Facebook. Yes. And we will post it in the comment section below.
If you're near Pittsburgh, register quick. and get in there because the cutoff is coming soon. And, go check it out. Ryan is a great dude. He is doing a lot for scholarships and for the local community.
He gives back to the community all the time.
He's just a really genuinely good dude, ex-professional baseball player. And he's really rooted in his community. And we just, every time we get a chance to have him over, it's awesome. We have a great time.
Yeah.
100%. So, check him out. Go out, knock the ball around, lose a bunch of balls. He brought us over some golf balls. One will never go away. The other two I'll probably lose in my own house, and that's not even on the course. As sad as that is. But yeah, guys, thank you. Can't thank you enough for your continued love and support. And as always, stay thirsty, my friends. Cheers.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast of Bullits and Bourbon. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.